In today's video, I'm going to graft another variety of mango onto this tree right here. I planted it from seed, so I'm trying all these different varieties and flavors of mango on here to see what works. I'm going to show you step by step how I put one of these grafts on here. Let's jump right into it. Here we go. I got this tree that I planted from seed like 3-4 years ago, and it's in the ground, but it's from seed, and I didn't even know at the time, but we don't know what it's going to create. Mangoes aren't true to seed. So now that I'm learning how to graft, I've got all these different scions on here, and this is going to become my Frankenstein tree. You can see how many different varieties we can get going. So here's a nice branch I've chosen for this Karen Michel. I think you've got a pretty good size match right there. Now I'll admit I'm not quite sure if it's disadvantageous to make the cut farther up away from this node, or if it should be closer to the node, but this feels right. If anybody knows, please fill me in, let me know in the comments. I just want to learn. I want to take this off just to feed more energy into the graft, but it might provide some shade. So there's a little bit of a trade off. Yeah, it's a good fit. Real good. Alright, we're just going to go with that. Also, be honest here, I don't know the difference between these two blades. I know Google knows, so you can look that up real quick if you're curious. They both seem to work, but I'm sure they have different applications. So, again, feel free to educate me on that. I would love to hear, if you would be so kind, what you found the different advantages to be. So we're going to expose that nice color on the inside. I like to get rid of this part because it just looks less lively. Also learned that when grafting, sometimes intuition is really the best guide. Of course, sometimes you can be wrong, but you certainly make mistakes by thinking too much. So pick your poison, but I'll go with the millions of years of intuition that's been developed. Not to say I don't overthink things sometimes, because we all do that, but when given the choice, feel it out. So we want to make this nice and smooth. It's pretty nice. This is a little fat. This is nice and thin. That's going to slide into the cut real nice. So I want to thin this out a bit. I think that's pretty good. What do you think? We're going to use this. Be careful here. I'm applying force toward my hand here, so I do not want this to just slip. There's probably a better technique for this. That just feels unsafe, but so far so good. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. I think that's pretty solid. Tape it up. Perforated tape. Brilliant. Worth the $50 a roll, I have to say. Crazy. I didn't want to spring for it. I tried Amazon, you know, $5. Oh, 3 rolls for $8. Yeah, why not? Let's try it. No, it didn't work. Never worked. It was awful. This stuff's a real pleasure to work with. It doesn't stick to itself like saran wrap. It's stretchy. And it seals so nicely to what it's wrapped around. We want that nice tight seal here to keep the moisture in. Alright. Just kind of pull, stretch as you wrap, keeping it tight. Excellent. Oh, doesn't always go this smoothly. And you always have to be aware, be present to adapt to what's happening in the moment. Alright, that should do it. Eventually just kind of snaps off and stays in that final position, but keep going, keep riding it out until it does, because we don't want it to unwind or get loose. Yeah, no water getting in there, just the moisture that is inherently in that graft, that scion. Finishing touch to make sure it's secure. We don't want any disturbance in the alignment of scion and tree. This will do the trick. Keep everything tight. It'll keep that tape from kind of shrinking. This isn't providing much shade, it turns out, after all. There you have it, number 7. We'll see how this turns out.